Here we are with another Friday Night Live, December 29th, 2023. And the countdown continues in the illusion of time. The only time we have is now. And embrace. And turn my magical light on. I got my wonderful book back. You can see it. This is Maria Reynolds. She's one of Rudolf Steiner's students. She was born in 1917, passed away in 2003. It's got a lot of good information in here. Why is that certain intervals, scales, and tones sound genuine and others false? Is the modern person able to experience a qualitative difference in tone's pitch? If so, what are the implications for modern concert pitch and how instruments of fixed tuning are tuned? Maria Reynolds tackles these and many other questions, provided a wealth of scientific data. Her pioneering work is the result of a lifetime's research in Western music, classical Greek origins, and as well as a search for new developments in modern times. She strives to deepen musical understanding throughout Rudolf Steiner's spiritual scientific research, and as she also educates many Steiner's often puzzling statements about music. The results of her work include the following discoveries. The octave has two sizes. A genuine sounding octave is bigger than the perfect octave. There are three size perfect fifths. An underlying principle from all scales can be found, and more importantly, the discovery of method of tuning the piano, which is a more satisfactory than equal temperament for 40 luciferic tuning. She also gives foundation to some of Rudolf Steiner's statements, such as C is always the prime, and C equals 128 hertz equals sun. I don't like using the name hertz, but that's what we use. It's the C note in the A equals 432, the C. Maria Reynolds spent her childhood in the United States, where her parents immigrated to found a eurythmy school in New York. She studied eurythmy, later violin and viola, and toured with the Bush Chamber Orchestra and Bush String Quartet. One of Maria Reynolds' deeply felt questions concerned the correct concert pitch. When she heard of Rudolf Steiner's concert pitch suggestion of C equals 128 hertz, she put it into practice immediately and experimented with it over many years in America and Europe. She also discovered a new method of tuning the piano, closer to the tuning of stringed instruments, arriving at the concert pitch of A equals 432 hertz. First published in German in 1985, her book has become a modern classic of musical research. Anybody that's a musician, I would highly recommend. The book is not cheap anymore. I bought it many, many years ago, and it wasn't cheap back then, but it's a lot more now. I think it's like $150 or something. I can't remember. It's on Amazon. I think we have the link in on our website. But it goes into all kinds of things. I'm not a musician, and I don't fully understand it all. But I read this many years ago, and it goes through the experiments and stuff they did with people and how they felt, and et cetera, and the stress levels. And there's a night and day difference. Like we've done many experiments ourselves, and there's no controversy in my mind at all. It's 432 is the number of creation. It's the number of nature tunes to, and it's the number that it's the only number I would use as far as hertz and frequencies. I would not use anything outside that because it contains everything within, as it is the number of creation. 4 + 3 + 2 is 9. The divine 9 is the number of creation. You know, the 9-base math is very unique. It always comes back to 9. It's the only number that does that. The divine creator is amazing. It's You can go on and on and on, and it's infinite, the intelligence that we can't even begin to scratch the surface of any one subject, let alone all of creation knowledge, infinite knowledge. It just fascinates me that there's still actually there's more and more people turning to atheism, believing in nothing. And one thing is certain: there's absolutely no way there's nothing. That's an impossibility. There's not a greater intelligence. That's one thing for sure in my mind, and in um, many people who understand the beauty of the divine creator and all of his creations. You know, just a grain of sand. You look at a grain of sand and you see, whoa, there's mathematics in there and geometry, and grain of sand, blade of grass, even more fascinating. That's your microscopic photos of blades of grass, and you see happy faces in the blade of grass. My goodness. And grass is a universal herb for healing, right? For cuts, for chewing, internal. There's so many things you can do. Like the days we were doing wheatgrass juice, it always comes to my mind. Maybe I should start growing a little bit of wheatgrass. Do an ounce or two a day, because it's just a wonderful thing. But I'm always looking for less is more. Anybody wants to do wheatgrass, we of course we suggest growing it with diluted ocean water, because the difference, I have videos posted, is like night and day. It's just, you can't compare. We had wheatgrass babies and mothers who were drinking wheatgrass and through their pregnancies. They had beautiful pregnancies and beautiful babies popping out, and so many things like through these past decades that we've done, and many things that I've done and hurt myself, and listening to the freaking science. Yeah, the gatekeepers. That's one thing I'm certain: science is gatekeeping. 100% for my, in my opinion. That's my opinion. My opinion only. Each one can believe whatever they choose. Remember that we have free will. But from my experience with the sciences, it is definitely gatekeeping the knowledge, the true knowledge from us. Go hire scientists to get all the answers you want, and you keep paying. They'll give you any answer you want. They'll make it work for you. That's the science that we have, that tells us about nutrition and calories and protein and all the other nonsense that's isn't really going to help you in the long run. It's all these supplements, extracts of chemistry. They have uses. They have uses. More of emergency type uses. Like IVs with saline and vitamin C and so on and so forth. Those would be much better than the synthetic drugs, in my opinion. But if we had people to stick together and create a system that 100% herbal, can you imagine we start making herbal products for using and for injecting and so on and so forth instead of the synthetic vitamins and minerals, and drugs, of course. Can you imagine where we can go? They're putting all that junk in people's blood and people survive, right? So why not use the herbal kingdom, which would be thousands of times safer, in my opinion, because the body can recognize that stuff. The other stuff, when it enters the bloodstream, the body's going, what's going on in here? Right? The bloodstream is the sewer system. It's the sewer system. Most people don't want to believe it, but my understanding and the way I've studied the body and so on and so forth, and what we've learned in the plasma science, it's 100%. The blood is the sewer system. It cannot be the energy system. It just cannot be. It just makes no more sense after, being informed of what the blood really is, right? And here we are, they are, exchanging blood transfusions. You're taking other people's sewer system, which is attached to emotion. The blood system's attached to our emotion, right? And you're taking on emotions of the other entities. So this is where Rene Quinton's work comes into play beautifully. In the late 1800s, he healed so many people by doing diluted ocean water blood transfusions, right? They were able to transfuse the dog's blood equal to its weight, meaning no more blood, all ocean water diluted with spring water, and the dogs thrived. We've talked about this before. You can do research on Rene Quinton, and they got a statue of him in France. He was a hero in that time until they got rid of him, right? So the pharmaceutical company started coming to be, and they quickly had to end his life. I'm sure they got rid of him. But hey, Marco, hey, Heather. So yeah, so many wonderful, interesting things. But the last 3 years has been pretty interesting. How I'm watching masses of people bending over to the sciences and taking it in the rear without question and moving it more and more in the direction of addition. You know, it is what it is. You know, look, many vegans, fruitarians going to back to carnivore, lion diets and all kinds of stuff. It's very interesting. Again, people can do whatever they choose, but we know what that stuff does in the long run. Stimulants, right? We know what it does, and people can make all the claims they want, right? You ask a drug addict, they feel great when they take their drugs. You ask a bodybuilder, they feel great when they take their drugs. And look at the lifespans and the problems bodybuilders have. Massive amount of kidney problems, kidney failures, massive in the bodybuilding world. Why? Why? Because they're stimulating the body over and over and over and over again. And depending on genetics, some people will be able to take it more than others, but eventually it takes out everybody. Takes out everybody, just a matter of time. Kidneys are king and queen, remember that. King and queen. They have the crowns, the adrenal glands on top. So we need to take care of them. And what we've shared in Master Fasting, if you notice, so much kidney support. massive, massive, massive amount of kidney support. That's what it's needed, especially at um, the power of the solvent type of purging we're doing. We need a lot of support in kidneys. That was my downfall in 1990, late 90, 91, when I did my first 40-day fast on Concord juice. And then I had massive kidney problems coming out of that, and the body couldn't handle it. And I've shared that story many times in the past. And I spent a 2-year period in and out of bed, like bedridden. Was not happy times, but I learned a lot. Took me years to learn, but I learned a lot from that experience. And the light that didn't really shine exactly what happened until decades later from that experience. That's how long it took to really, because if I knew what I know now then, I wouldn't have went through all those years of more experimenting. Maybe I would have, I don't know. And destroying my health, believing in all this caca out there. The addition world of caca. Just add and add and add. It's going to solve all your problems. I got this magic potion. Here it is. This is going to solve all your problems, right? Take this magic potion. This is it. You don't need anything else. You know, there's a new one every week. Every week. And, there's the herbal stuff, it's going to help you up to a good degree. But what are you looking to do? Bandage, band-aids, put a bandage on every time. That's what we're trying to do with all these addition type treatments. We're just trying to cover up that feeling, because taking that thing's not going to solve everything. It's not. How's that going to happen? The only thing we've seen happen that way is through fasting lifestyle. Everything's possible through a fasting lifestyle. We've seen it over and over and over again. Do people want to embrace the fasting lifestyle? That's another question. Most people will never embrace a fasting lifestyle. They will fast as an event and then go back to their old ways. But a fasting lifestyle, far and few people actually embrace a fasting lifestyle. And the ones who do continuously reap the rewards. Just amazing. Just amazing. The stuff that we've experienced on ourselves and from other people is it was a blessing, man. Just a blessing. All these past 9 years next month. 9 years MFS. We put it out 9 years ago. Wow. 9 years. Almost a decade. And it went by like that. Last Supper 12. Nothing touches that. Our herbal arsenal. We have about 60 of some odd formulas. Last Supper 12 is pretty much all most anybody needs. Few people, they're got through the ringer. We'll need a few extra support herbal formulas, but for the most part, that there with the kidney tea, and we have the liver tea, we have the lung tea, and a few other tools that we use, castor oil, burn stick, enemas, skin brushing, simple stuff, simple movement, breath, the Teiko type breath work as a lifestyle, not as a treatment. as a lifestyle. We train ourselves to nasal breathe, the nasal only breathe, nothing but air through the nose, in and out of the nose, continual, right? We avoid breathing through the mouth like a plague. You're going to get the odd breath here and there. It's not a big deal. But for the most part, if you even look at me the way I am, I'm always conscious of trying to get the breaths through my nose, especially when you're doing the exercise and stuff. You train yourself. It takes a few months to be conscious of taking in breaths from the nose. Even when you're struggling, because of physical exercise, you're using that minimal nasal breathing. You can last way longer. You don't get tired and you don't get winded once you've reached the point of mastering it, which may take 3 to 6 months for most people. Some people may take longer, but it becomes automatic. And you're conscious of it continuously because you made it a part of your lifestyle. You consciously chose to train yourself to nasal breathe. And that's where the magic starts. Just with that breath work, people have detoxed. They have detox symptoms, meaning they're starting purging. A different way it happened to me. Just when I started training with the nasal breathing. Yeah, it's amazing. Amazing stuff. Um, you know, the punishment we put ourselves through, my goodness gracious. You know, anybody got any questions? That's why we're here, instead of me blabbing away. I got to reread this one day. So many other things. I've got rid of all my books, but my sister had this for a while, and I think she thought she gave it away, and then she found it. So I'm glad. So now I have it. So, my father always wanted us to play instruments and stuff. My sister was the only one who took it upon herself. The piano. I wish looking back, I wish I, I took his offer and went to get some music lessons. And I didn't. I know it's never too late, but it's just, um, it's not something I'm ready at this time. Maybe later in life. I don't know. Music is not the standard music tuning industry, but 432 music is very healing, very balancing. Like when we sing, what it does in audiences, playing in an audience, it's like night and day difference from 440. Night and day. You're paying attention to the body language of people. Same music, but in 432 versus 440. We've seen magical things happen, to say the least. Magical things. Yeah. New Year's around the corner. Few days away. We got that Saturday, Sunday night, and that's it. We're into our 2024. Josephine. Hi, Gina. I have a blood vessel raised on my head, the right side above my ear. It's very painful. I'm wondering if it's from dehydration because I had green juice front MFS this morning and it got worse. Before that, I didn't, where'd it go? I didn't have it. It started last night and I was very thirsty. What does this mean? It's Francesca. I had to change my name. Um, Francesca, we're gonna go through this again. You're trying to know the reason for every little thing that's starting to happen to you. You just have to let things go and trust. Let things go. Let the mind go. You're too much in the mind. You're gonna drive yourself cuckoo. Let it go. Allow. All weaknesses will come to the surface in a fasting state. This is why we have the support system. We want to support with the best herbal arsenal. We want to continue cleaning our bowels. We want to do our breath work. We want to do our skin brushing. We need to support. And when we're eating, in our eating windows, in our eating days, we want to be clean, minimal eating. I have no clue what you're doing. People say they're doing MFS, and then we start asking questions, and they're not doing MFS. So when people say they're doing MFS, it doesn't really mean anything to me because most people don't know what MFS really is. MFS, Master Fast System, is a lifestyle dry fasting system. It's a lifestyle dry fasting system, glorified dry fasting system, where we support before going into the dry fast, during the dry fast, and coming out of the dry fast as a lifestyle. It's a cycle over and over and over again. That's what we're doing. So when you have any kind of challenge that comes to the surface, what do? Use the tools. Ice. Any pain? Ice works. 5 minutes every hour. But ice. And what you can also do, you can do it longer if you put ice on your head or wherever the problem is on your body and put your feet in really, really warm water. 108 degrees is a good number. If you can get 108 degrees and put your feet in it, and at the same time, you put that wherever the inflammation is, the ice, and the heat will be drawn down out to the feet into the water. You can try that. There's many, many, many tools that we can do and use. There's castor oil packs. If you got blood vessels that are, your vascular system is very obstructed for it to be popping out here and there. That's what you need to come to the realization. We all have a lot of cleaning to do. We just have to continuously purge until it reaches a point where the body says, okay, I can start healing now. I got rid of a lot of the crap, the gunk, caca. I got rid of it all and I could start doing the repair work. But in the process, as we're purging, all kinds of issues are going to come forth. I mean, everyone, all your imbalances will come to the surface. All of them, one at a time, year after year. They will all come. The deeper you go, the more will come out. The emotions, everything, physical, mental. People go cuckoo, if they're not ready and they don't do their homework and come to the understanding of what we're sharing here. All the information is in the protocol, in the videos we've done. It's faith that we need to build, faith with our Creator, who designed us, and fasting is the system He designed for us to go back to balance. If that's not in your heart and you don't believe that, and you don't live it and love it, as we say, I can't help you. Nobody can help you. We can only help ourselves. And are we gonna have that faith and trust immediately? No, no freaking way. Especially newbies when we're going into the fasting world, like myself, and looking back, I just kept reading Arnold Harris' book over and over, and those things were coming, and it's all I had to fall back on. And all the stuff that was happening, body's doing repairs, it's detoxing. And that's the way I pulled through, and I did what I could in those days with the little knowledge I had. And as time went on, we learned more and more and more and more and more and more. And now we have a huge arsenal of tools, right, that we can use and work with. It's all in the Masterfast protocol, in the tools section. And there's always new things that we're learning, and we add them in. The one I just shared with you, with the ice and your feet in the hot bath, just the bucket. Try it out. Try these things, and you do them, several times a day if you have to. 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day. Is it a pain? Is living in misery, pain, and suffering a pain? It's the choice that we need to make. Which pain do we want? Do we want the pain of detoxing and going through all these healing reactions, or do we want to live with the misery, pain, and suffering for the rest of our short time? Because we ain't going to be around long if we live in that state, right? The choice is yours to make. Do we want to change? Do we want to change? Do we really truly want to change? That's the question. I haven't seen the majority of people say yes to that. Decades in this field, decades. I've seen thousands and thousands and thousands of people. The majority of people do not want to make lifestyle changes for their life journey. They want to try things and then jump to the next thing and then jump to the next thing and they'll continuously be jumping and searching for the new panacea. I was like that, and many of us are like that. But now, after all these decades and the experiences, I have no doubt anymore about what fasting is. Fasting it's in my blood, it's in my life, it's in my soul, it's in my heart, it's in my spirit. That's why I'm doing this for 9 years, sharing my time freely to anybody who wants it, freely. And if you support Masterfast, we thank you from the bottom of our heart. Otherwise, if nobody supports Masterfast, we'll shut the site down and everybody's on their own. We need a little bit of support system to keep this going. It costs money just to run freaking websites. And was it a couple of years ago? We got hacked. It cost us like over $3,000 because our website got hacked. You just have a website, $3,000 out of our pocket. Could have helped the poor with that money. And homeless and stuff, which we like to do. But, yeah, it's more than it's a raised blood vessel. I guess I am scared. Yeah, it sounds I will get an aneurysm. Aneurysms are not the surface. Aneurysms are inside the brain. If you get an aneurysm, you'll be gone. You won't feel anything. You'll go back home and you embrace your divine creator. How wonderful is that? Don't be afraid. We're all going to go. When is our time? We don't know. Could be today, could be a year from now, could be 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. We don't know our time. But we need to be in that state where I'm ready whenever you want me, my dear creator, my divine creator, I'm ready. That's all we can do. Anytime. Be ready. I am 40 kilos, so it's hard to do a long fast. We're not asking anybody to do long fasts anymore. We stopped that years ago. People still doing it? Yes. Or do I like long fasts? Yes. But you need to train yourself for a couple of years. You need to train yourself for a couple of years. If you can't do level 3, 4, 5, right, for a few months, how are you going to do level 7? How are you going to come out of level 7? It's absolutely there's no point. You're gonna hurt yourself. You're gonna go cuckoo. There's no point. Train yourself. Master it. Master the fasting and breaking the fast over and over and over again. So you know what to expect, because every time you do that, you're gonna learn. We learn every time we fast and break a fast. We learn something new. Every time it's a different experience. Yeah, it's very addictive. I missed something here. Organs are shutting down. You're just dwelling in the fear. It's very addictive. Yeah, fasting is addictive. It's easy to do level 7. It really is. Easy. It's simple to do level 7. I'm not going to use the word easy. It's simple to be in the level 7 state, and it becomes addictive. Yes, but are we emotionally, mentally ready to break it and have the understanding and the consequences if we don't break it correctly? You know, because we may not survive. Yes, that would be nice to go with God. We will return. It's just we don't know when. I am just scared the evil people at the hospital will kill me first. Well, that's if you go there and you want to let them work on you. If you stay at home, they won't have any part of it, right? It'll be just you and your divine creator. The choice is always yours how you want to go. Most people choose that route. I've done full level 7 before for 1 month. Yeah, full supported with all the level last upper 12, because that's how you do level 7. Otherwise, it's not level 7 masterclass. It's whatever you made up. I felt amazing. Diane, hey, always great to hear a sane voice in the insane world. I love you, Diane. My goodness, you're so correct, man. To hear somebody with some sanity in them, man, some common sense and logic, my God, it's very difficult to find these days, man. It's just like, wow. Oh, my Lord, my dear God. I pray that we move into a realm of peace for everybody on the planet. Every single man, woman, and child, we move into the era of peace. We cannot leave anybody out. And all the evil ones be put away for the rest of their frickin' time on this planet. Lock them up. We don't ever want to see them again. This is insane what's happening. Insane. And people are closing their eyes. When they come knocking on your door, you won't be closing your eyes anymore. Because we're next. And people can't see that. We're next. They're just giving you notice now of what they're going to do to us. The way they treat another human, a man or woman or child, is the way they're going to treat any of us. You think there's a difference to these people? They're demons. They're demons. They're evil beings. Evil to the core. 100% evil. Psychopaths. Evil, warmongering beings that will wipe out the whole planet and will not blink an eye. They won't bother them because they have no soul, no morals, no heart. So let's move in the air of plot. I got my 432 light. Let's share with you guys. I love this thing. This thing is amazing. You know, this is let's see if I can. Let's see. Ah, let's see the edge of it. Yeah, just tapping into that love. It's just we bought this light one time at my friend's. He was singing at a bar, 422 with this light. Man, it was all love that night. It was all love. So just just look at that light and just spread the plaf, and it will be wherever you focus on instantaneously, like that. Instant. No ifs, ands, or buts. You know, if anybody taps into that, they'd be able to smell it. It's an it's a wave carrier, right? It's instantaneously. You should be able to smell that. You just have to tap into it, and you will sense the aroma of this essential oil, and you'll go, "Wow, is it my imagination, or am I really smelling it?" You know, it's that simple. I can smell it. If anybody else can smell it, let us know what it is. It's just amazing. The power of plaf, which is our divine creator's love. That's what we call it. Plaf, plasma love always flowing. It's the divine creator's love that flows and flows and flows continuously without limits and restrictions. We just have to tap into it, and we can share it. And in a fasting state, it multiplies gazillion times over. It's amazing. And all the master fasters, Diane, all the master fasters know what I'm talking about. It's just that state of wow, you know, that love is just flows and flows and flows. And let's send this to Palestine right now. Those people, my goodness gracious, how they need it. Let's just send it their way, man. 22,000 dead, more than half women and children. No war. They don't have any army. It's absolute insanity. Wake up, people. What's going on? Wake up. Master fasting. The master fasters. It's about building a relationship with our divine creator and living in the peace, balance, and correct conduct state. For sure, using my 432 tuning fork right now. It's awesome times. Awesome times. At the same time, we are witnessing the most horrific things that we can imagine that's happening right now on the planet. Yeah. And what can we do about it? Lots we can do. Dollar sign, how do you spend your money? Well, who do you work for? Do you work for anybody who supports this crap? It's all about soul, your soul. What's your soul worth? Is it worth selling? Everybody has to answer that question themselves. Is it worth selling my soul for whatever? For a few dollars? There's infinite things we can do to make dollars to survive. Every time a door closes, there's many more open, right? Any questions out there? We call it a night. It's always a blast, especially when there's people that are around. It's been a wonderful, wonderful 9 years. And we keep going. As long as we're supposed to be doing this, we'll be doing it. We don't know when our time will end, but the knowledge is out there. The knowledge is out there. We can share it with our spouses and family. And friends, of course, and send them over to the MFS website and join the Facebook group, join our live calls. We'll make it happen. Let's keep that plasma love flowing, folks. I thank you so much for joining. We will see you back on the page. Next call is Wednesday Facebook Live, 3:06 p.m. Eastern Standard Toronto Time. Good night, good day, good morning. Blessings.